Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It is time to eliminate the word cheat. Yes, cheat, like cheating, that word cheat, that word has served no positive, good purpose at all in humankind ever. Yet it has destroyed many amazing lives, relationships, potential growth is hindered. The trust factor within ourselves. Even being able to be committed, be loyal, it has destroyed it. Just that word cheating. As a matter of fact, billions of dollars are made just from that word cheating. And so with that, it's like I said, it's not helped anyone. And here's what my thought process is at with that. You know, the word cheating makes you use your brain, use up your brain space, makes you run a million miles per minute thinking, okay, if you give of yourself to somebody, will they cheat on you? Will they be loyal to you? Will they even commit to you? And I think that all that is because of the physical aspect, not necessarily the person itself, but because a lot of people are drawn to the physical aspect of somebody. So people are in relationships with private parts and not the actual person, you know. And hear me out for a minute. Prime example, when I was way younger, before I even did my prison sentence, I had a girlfriend. We were together for a long time. We saw each other almost every day. And I remember when I got sentenced to 90 days in jail. And at that point, I was like, man, and I talked to her and I said to her, I said, I'm about to be gone for 90 days. That's a long time. And so if you gotta, do what you gotta do, what I'm saying, it's all good. She said, what do you mean? I said, if you gotta, be with somebody and all that stuff, like I'm not gonna trip at all. Like it's all good because I'm not gonna be able to be there to, to do it with you. And you know what I'm saying? And she was like, I don't get it. I said, I'm just saying, And she's like, okay. Well, my point is, I'd rather give her that space and give her that freedom to do whatever she got to do and that it is okay, compared to me saying, man, I got to go and do my time, but please, whatever you do, just, what I'm saying, hold it down. Don't give your stuff. Don't do nothing. All right. To me, that's isolating. That's me controlling her. That's me, wanting it only my way and my way only. And that's it. Yes, we're in a relationship. Yes, we are one. But the truth of the matter is, it is hard to just, it is hard to contain self when you run into someone that just makes you melt. Okay. Yes, I know we don't wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to cheat today. No, we don't. But truth of the matter is, we run into people that have this amazing energy that it's just so captivating that your mind is telling you, no, don't do it. But your body, everything is like, oh, okay, yeah. And you can enjoy this blissful moment, doesn't mean that you hate your partner at home. It's just, oh my God, what an experience, and so with that happens all the time. In today's society, people are professional cheaters. They are so good that their spouse don't even know or their partners don't even know that they're even doing anything, So why do we have to allow that word cheat interfere with our noun, interfere with our lives? Let's try something new. Matter of fact, let's say we are free to be free, right? So that means you're open to do whatever, because that cheating thing is not going to bring you any kind of consequences. It's not going to bring you any kind of blaming, judging, nothing. You're just free. Matter of fact, have an agreement with your partner, like, you know what? Quarterly, you're free to do whatever you want. So 4 times a year, let's just say 4 times a year, you're free to do whatever you please. Do you know how much that changes everything? Do you know how much that makes it like a breath of fresh air? Because think about it. When you're isolated and you're in this cage of a relationship that is just annoying and frustrating, you get so worked up, whether it's because of the way he's snoring or maybe because of, she's always nagging, right? The spouse walks into the house and there's a blanket on the floor and it's been left there all day and it wasn't even picked up. And then so the argument and the frustration comes in. How come you didn't pick that up? How come you didn't do this? It's there. That because you're knowingly going to be free without thinking about anything, you're free to be whatever. Matter of fact, you happen to run into somebody that's like, and you connect in that essence, right? You will come home, blankets on the floor. You're like, honey, how are you? Oh, mwah, mwah, mwah. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you too. All right, let's cook something. Your energy is completely different because why? You are free to be free. I mean, we can fine tune however you want to fine tune it, but my point is, let's keep it open-minded. I mean, I grew up with my grandfather having 3 wives, and I mean, they work together. So why can't the woman have 3 husbands or 3 men or whatever, and they could be handy around the house? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just actually really, really being serious. Like eliminating that word cheat, just eliminate it, get rid of it completely, where it's not a thought anymore. What happens is that when you are able to know that you can do whatever you want, you're free, most likely you're not going to do it because the energy around the house will be completely different. It will not be as tense anymore. It's like you are, you walk in with a different attitude. But when you have to pull up and you have to dread going into the house because, and you've been trying to be faithful and strong and all of these different dynamics that come into play, it makes the energy around you and your spouse a little bit more challenging and difficult, so you're always wondering what's outside this cage. Is it greener over there? Is it better over there? I wish this, I wish that, I want this, I want that. So when those cages are open, when those cages fall down and you're free to roam, most of the time you're not going to do it because you're not. It's just like example. Let's use alcohol for a minute. When you're told, hey, whatever you do, don't drink any alcohol. Don't do it. Whether you're not old enough or you should not because you're alcoholic or whatever, guess what? You want it because you're being told that you cannot have it. So when you're being told that you cannot do this, you want to do it because you're being told that you cannot do it. But the fact that you can do it, you have the freebie to do it, most likely you're not going to do it. It changes the energy. It changes the game. It just changes the attitude and the mindset. So share your thoughts. Share your opinion. I think that word cheating. I mean, people do it in schools, cheating for homework assignments, tests, whatever, at work. There's always that framework, cheating, and it's of no good. It's of no good. So how can we make good out of our situation? We as the human beings needs to be a little bit more happier, freer, less stressful. You want longer lasting relationships, you want commitments, you want all that stuff, you can have it. But being open-minded, not to allow that word cheat to be in your mind frame anymore. And you'd be amazed how that changes. Now, somebody had asked me like, okay, so what if, your wife is like, or what if your wife goes out and does anything? Okay, and I can't trip because I'm not in love with her private parts. Yeah, that comes part of the territory, but I'm in love with who she is, right? Not her parts. It's all about building emotional connection. So when we have emotional connection and can talk about anything and whatever, it makes a huge difference. It makes a whole nother, it's like breath of fresh air, So instead of chasing the physical aspects, we're going to chase emotional connections because that's what we all need in the first place. And it eliminates everything. Anyway, we can talk about this more and more and more, but I don't want to take too much of your time. But think about it. Your questions, throw it in there. Ask the questions, pose your comments, and let's tackle this. But in the meantime, have a good day. One love, big hugs, peace already.